Everybody, welcome back to Lettermen Row. It is offensive line week. It's BuckIQ, Reid Fragel, joining me once again from his sunny vacation down there south of Ohio. But he's still got to give his thoughts, and as we roll along here, Reid, there's been no freshman, I think, that has generated as much hype as Paris Johnson in a long time for this program. We're going to try and find out why with some of these highlights, but it can still sometimes be a lot to think that you come in and you're physically and mentally ready to play that, right tackle, left tackle, wherever position as a true freshman. There's so much that goes into it.
Yeah, and watching his film, he is every bit of excited. Is every reason to be excited about for Ohio State fans. I think you got a guy at his size, 6'7", I think 6'8", 300 pounds. A lot of guys coming out of high school. I think I've said this before when we were talking about I forget who it was exactly, but coming out of high school with that kind of size and to be able to move your feet the way that Paris does, I think you already have a leg up on the competition you're going up against that freshman year. So I think he will have an impact right away. I think whether it's his first year or second year, just based off the fact that he's used to his body, he's comfortable with his body. Not a lot of guys are able to come out of high school and not have to put on 30 pounds like he's going to be doing. He'll be probably putting on 15, 20 pounds. I think 20 is on the heavy side. But that being said, he's at a comfortable weight right now where he can just focus on the finer things at his position, whether it be footwork, running his guy up the field, working on stunts. He can focus on those things versus, okay, Paris, you need to work on your stunt game. You need to work on your kick, slide. You need to work on your run blocking. And also, by the way, you need to every morning I need you to eat Breakfast Club and put on 35 pounds. It's just one less thing that he has to worry about. And on top of that, like I said, he's comfortable in his shell and his body right now. So I'm excited to watch him at the next level.
We've talked about this before with all offensive linemen in general, Reid, that, what you're getting out of spring practice, what you're getting out of those winter workouts or even the summertime that was abbreviated now. I mean, he was enrolling early with the intention that he was going to compete right away, and then he missed those 12 practices. Now, he had, 1 week of a taste of it, and he got to go through the winter program. But for an offensive lineman, I mean, is that going to be a big deal to overcome, or how significant would that have been for him?
As far as coming in early goes, yeah, I think anytime you can come in early, it's a huge leg up, and for a guy like him especially to have that much more time when maybe you don't necessarily need it like some other guys do for that growth, to put on weight and to see the new strength program that you're going to be getting into. I think it's not as big of a deal for Paris as it might be for some other guys to miss out on that opportunity. But, yeah, I mean, anytime you can get in early and start working with Coach Stud and other coaches, I think that's a huge advantage.
All right, Paris Johnson. He's back on campus now. Summertime's Ohio State, getting those voluntary workouts, trying to get ready for the season to hopefully start on schedule. See what Paris Johnson can do for these Buckeyes, and Reid Fragel is going to break it down for us right now. Let's roll the tape. All right, Reid, always good for these guys when you start with the positive accolades. The number one recruit in the country on the offensive line, that's a good place to start. And you see this guy, he's just absolutely destroying people all the way to the sideline.
Yeah, he looks like one of those guys that you see on a youth league film. You're like, man, is that guy the same age as those other kids he's playing against? Or
got to see the birth certificate.
Look at this guy. I mean, he's just literally bulldozing these kids around. He's in a different league than these kids. So I think he's just a gifted athlete at this age to be blessed with the size he has. Like I said before, I'm excited as hell to see this kid at the next level because he's got such a leg up on his competition.
I think the number he threw out there on that highlight tape, and who knows how accurate it is, but over 100 pancake blocks. Just watch him. Like, it seems like every play he wants to make sure he doesn't just get a block, he puts somebody on the ground.
Yeah, you'll notice this move he does where he likes to kind of pancake the guy and finish over top of him and kind of leg up over the guy. It's kind of his way of sealing the deal, like, I got your ass type deal.
All the way to the track here. I mean, I can just imagine how excited this has got to make you, Reid, as somebody who's done it, been to the NFL, and watching a young kid with that sort of mentality that's going to be, the next in line for that room.
Yeah, that type of aggressiveness and the love to finish a play like that. I mean, as a lineman, it's tough for some of these kids to get excited about things. I think you see a guy here who has the exact opposite problem there. He's excited as hell about every single block he has. He looks to make a highlight every single play. At the next level, maybe he's got to get used to the fact that that's probably not going to happen every single play. But nonetheless, at this level, high school level, to see a guy this excited about his O-line play, every single snap, it seems like, at least, I mean, on the highlight tape we're talking.
Yeah.
But his level of excitement is something you definitely love to see as an O-line coach at the next level. He's excited to play. He's excited to learn, I'm guessing. And, again, just to not have to worry about the size, that's just one thing less to worry about. It's where you can focus on other things.
Well, and you and I have done these a number of times for recruits in the past, and it's like, you know, you're picking and choosing and filling out a highlight reel for an offensive lineman is not easy. I mean, this dude has just got, you know, more blocks of more destructive blocks on it than I think I can remember seeing from anybody. It's like watching a running back highlights reel with 100 touchdowns.
Exactly, and I think you got to look at the more I guess challenging blocks when you see a guy like this size. Yeah, he's obviously going to pancake, you know, a 5'10" defensive end across from him, 185 pounds. So I think you got to look for the plays on this highlight reel on the edge. I noticed when I was watching earlier, you'll see him out on the edge in open space. He does a really good job moving with his defender and getting his hips kind of in front of the guy, and then just kind of doing a corkscrew block, I like to call it, which they typically call for holding. But if you can get away with it and you're tricky enough with it, I like it, and he's very good at this move.
So as he starts on the transition, what'll be the first step for him? I think you referenced this off the top. He's probably a little more physically advanced than most any freshman you're going to see, but there is still going to be stuff that he's got to pick up. Where will that process begin when he gets in there with Coach Stud?
Yeah, I think the one thing I noticed, I'm being picky on this kid because I got to, remember he's in high school still, or he's coming out of high school. Yeah. But I noticed in his pass pro a couple times, he's kind of leaning, and I was guilty of this too when I moved from tight end to tackle. Luckily, he's in a lot better earlier stage of his career to fix this, but you lean in your pass pro, your whole body kind of goes with you rather than sitting back and punching and letting it keep your chest out of it. So when you lean like that, an experienced defender is just going to use your momentum against you and kind of toss you down and basically use your inertia to throw you to the ground. So I saw that a couple times. He's not too strong with his hands, his punch, kicking back yet. But again, I think that's something that, I got to remind myself, I'm looking at this kid thinking he's in college, like right now playing, but he's at a level where I think he can correct all these things and has plenty of time ahead of him to become, I think, an All-American at the next level.
Is that just something, because you've talked about that with other guys before, like, whether it's Brandon Bowen or Nick Petit-Frere, that like the kick, the punch, the pass protection set, is it just because you can get away with it at the high school level? You don't recognize the importance of or what a Big Ten defensive end could do to you if you're even off balance a little bit? That's
exactly it. I think you don't really have to use those weapons because you have so many other things working for you to where you don't have to focus on your punch. You don't have to focus on the discipline of your kick because your athleticism is that much higher than everybody else in that field majority of the time, especially for Paris here. So I think this is something that he hasn't really had to bring out that much yet. It's just kind of he's gotten away with it for so long. There's no need. So I think, to your point, I think it's exactly it. I think the next level, it'll force him to bring out new weapons and to kind of perfect that craft.
Well, we'll see where it goes. I think there's a really, really good chance that he's getting some of those meaningful reps right away. He might not win that starting job the way, some people have talked about the number one recruit in the country, because guess what? Nick Petit-Frere was that too a couple years ago.
Yep.
But he's going to get some reps, and we'll have some actual college tape for Reid to break down here in a couple months. I'm pretty sure of that. Reid,
looking forward to it.
Appreciate your insight, man. Enjoy the vacation. Hopefully we'll see you back in HQ soon.
Thank you. Looking forward to it, Austin.
All right, for next time, until we see you next time, I'm Austin Ward. That's Reid Fragel. This has been BuckIQ for Offensive Line Week. Bye.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe below to get the latest videos from Lettermen Row.
We got Lettermen Live, we've got the practice report, we got rapid reaction. Hey, and we got BuckIQ with Zach Bourne.
For sure. We got recruiting breakdowns with Berm. We got whatever you need. Ohio State football and Ohio State athletics, we've got you covered here at Lettermen Row.